Update. So I'm seeing this call isn't going to be as crowded as the last one. That's okay. I will start, and this is kind of actually good. This gives me a little bit of space to share what's going on, give you an update, and then I'll be able to post this on the website and not have to worry about any privacy things because I'll be the only one here, which is great. Well, no, I like having people here, but I can just give you an update. First of all, this is my thing. So I have decided that I'm going to open these up a lot more, and I can just leave it open and live and hook it up so that I can hear people come in, have a conversation. You guys are always welcome. The only thing I ask you guys to do is come in to at least one of these calls, or at least make a few contacts with me and in some kind of direct messaging, and then you have access to me. You can I will manage my time. You don't worry about that. If you have things that you're sorting out in your life, we can look at those kind of things. This is all, my message is all about genuine love. It's about getting away performative love. Every complaint about the world and why people are so mean to each other, it really comes down to speaking the truth and integrity. It comes down to the very basic fundamentals. And I'm going to share with you a text fight that I was having with my ex that will bring some clarity to the world. And this is why I'm not hiding. I am speaking openly about everything, about my foibles, the foibles that I see in the world, the distortion in the world. Truth doesn't need a hidey hole. So in the fight, without giving a lot of context of the fight in the text fight, because all that will kind of reveal itself as I go, that basically they keep their position. And boy, it's just so funny how far they've gone to hide the truth. And the last one was stunning. Because basically I shared the way that I was sharing was just be truthful. Like, you're just coming up with some other bypass, some other spiritual bypass, some way of avoiding accountability. I mean, and the lengths that she's gone to do that in my from my side are extraordinary. And I'm going to share that with you because that's how it works. That's how we get lost in the distortion. And the truth doesn't need to be hidden. So I invited them to come on this meeting and share with you, all of you, their side, what's been going on for them. Why, they're welcome to share the things that they saw in the relationship, behavior that they saw in me. They're welcome to share all of that. The truth can come to the light. Yeah, they're not going to show up for that. That is my biggest guess. That would be the biggest surprise in the world. And to my it's hard for me to accept how far the ego and the distortion goes to hide the truth from the world and from the self. Their last message was basically that they are an oracle and I can ask them a question. This is that raising yourself up in some manner to make yourself feel valuable. But it's not the truth. It's not connected to the truth, which is what I have been trying to impress on them the whole time. And the reason I know this is the fact that they don't show up. They're not showing up for you. They'll have every excuse in the world. They spent plenty of time this morning, fighting back against, my inquiry into their world and observations. They have a little time to get up and share. See, they're also sharing they are also sharing their vision with the world on a YouTube channel. They've been updated in their world. They're getting a YouTube channel together. and I can share that YouTube channel once it goes live. And so you guys can then get a sense of what I'm sharing. You don't have to just take my side of the story, because that's all you're getting, right? Is my side of the story, because this person is not willing to step up with their truth and the size of their truth. Mm. So other housekeeping things, I'm recognizing that people are coming in at their own comfort level, and I want you to know that I'm aware of that. I'm a big personality. I'm throwing a lot of things out, and oftentimes that can be too much, and I can see it from your point of view. That's why I don't mind, like, your support to me is just showing up and listening. So if you have your microphone and video off, that's supportive. If you're liking my stuff, elevating its existence in the world, that's your part. And as far as this uncle thing goes, I am delighted. I am delighted, and I believe you are my family. And this is what I will do. I will treat you with respect. And I ask that you treat me with respect. Good first start. You have a relationship. So if you have something on your mind about me, and it doesn't matter what it is, if you've heard something that I say that was chippy or might not have needed to be said, bring that to me. That's all I ask, is the truth. Just bring it directly to me. I can handle the truth of looking at my own behavior. Because, see, I'm not really, I am correcting as I go. I am not filtering myself, trying to gatekeep. In fact, that's the part that's helping me do. That's the reconnection with my ex. I can give you that. That's somewhere. I mean, I had blocked them from my life, literally got them off my socials because they were annoying me. Just because they're just like a fly. They don't have anything behind their words, and obviously they won't show up. Anyway, so all of a sudden, just this is how life has been happening. All of a sudden I realized I didn't need to have that block anymore. I knew what my boundary was for them, and it was that they have a new personality. I knew exactly what they were doing, and they attacked me with this personality, and I let them know, beautifully, that I see all the parts. Like, I get how beautiful, and I'm so grateful for our relationship and the things that have happened, and express to them, but also let them know that I'm not going to put up with behavior that I'm not going to be in company with. And they started right off the bat answering with the personality that they created for themselves after our split. And I just simply brought their attention to it, and I got them all rattled. And then I said, well, if you've got a problem with me, then just block me. Just get rid of me and cast me out from your life. Remove me. And I meant it. Like, you're still hanging on for some reason. And so that kind of brought the tension down. They said they didn't want to leave. That brought the tension down a little bit. But then I realized they came in actually giving me what I would much prefer, was just updates on not their explanation of what they're becoming an oracle and all of that stuff. I wanted to know, like, what's going on in your life. They told me they had, where they moved, how they got themselves settled, how they were growing a garden, and how it was peaceful. And those are the things. And that made me feel really good. And then it came into, sharing with me their journal entries and the things that they've been listening on. And all of a sudden I realized I was in the same role. I had been putting in the place of the mealy man that is supposed to go, thumbs up. I like where you're going with what you're doing. And I recognized that behavior, and I stopped it and said, where you're going is ridiculous. Like, you are literally writing down how to if that you can beat the words into your head If you say them enough times to yourself, you'll make them be true. Not in alignment with the truth, not in alignment with integrity. It's about, you're literally trying to program yourself. So then I began to say, you know what, I'm not doing that. And my filter came off. That gatekeeper mealy man filter came off, and then I just started spitting it. And what happens after that is it just flows. And I'm just showing them, like, it's so basic. Just go back to, taking accountability for things that you did in the relationship. And I don't need you to forgive me. I'm done with it. Like, I'm free of that. For your own sake, see how you didn't take accountability for anything that you judged me for messing up. You did not bring directly to me. You took it to outside people. I know, because some of these outside people brought it to me. And there were people that finally came to me and told me that they sniffed out the story that she was trying to impress on people. And that was one of the lies that she told. We talked about this a ton of times. Are you willing to not go outside of the relationship, not say anything behind my back? And they didn't do it. And they can't put that together. They have figured out, and this is one of the things that came to me, is this person has always said that there is no objective truth in the world. And I get it now. Their mind literally can't see objective truth. They can't see how their behavior affects other people. It's just this idea that that you're here to control people, that you're here to get them to be masters of your will, rather than just being human, being open, breaking away from the secret world that has you go back in to contemplate your relationship with your heart. Your heart is your fire. Your heart is your line to the truth. It's what carries your truth. And if you're sitting there waiting for it to whisper, it will never whisper. You will never hear it. Your heart roars. You will feel your heart when you set a boundary for the first time. That's when you know you're on to the truth. When something is taking hold. So much discuss. I've had so many people popping in, connecting with me in so many different ways. In fact, it would be really good if you really want to connect with me. We should make it, an email or something easy, so that I don't have to go into DMs and remember where to bring people's attention. That if you want to create this relationship that I want to have with you, I want you to be my family. I am going to leave this live going as long as it goes. In fact, I'm going to stop recording it. That way you'll feel safe to come in and know that that nothing's going to be shared with the outside world. I'm glad I got to do it this way. Man, did this end up being perfect. I love being your uncle. Love those people. It makes me feel so good. Like, because I get it. I get I get it. Your point of view. People are just casting their fingers. The adults are casting their fingers and saying, it's what's wrong with the kids these days. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your parents aren't keeping up. The adults aren't keeping up. That they do not, that you guys don't understand what we used to understand, where you earned love, you were respectful, and now it's getting out of hand. The truth, like performative love, is just flittering off. We're not telling the truth to each other like we used to, because we had to survive. So we told the truth. Gosh, I remember the freshness in my childhood of our house, and I used to think it was a dysfunction, and I don't think it was a dysfunction. We had a lot going on, but people would hold things back in our family, and then we would just have these giant blowups. And the nature of these blowups could get quite intense. Now, and the thing was about them is once the pieces were thrown into the air, we always came back to each other. That's not what's happening in my family now. We have a spat, and I've got two siblings sitting in the corner going, he did mean things to me. He said mean things to me. She said mean things to me. I need to hold on to a grudge. I need to hold on to a grudge because I'm fighting for myself. And forgive me for getting a little straight to it, but that's really what's going on. It's selfish. It's so selfish, and they can't even see how selfish it is, even though they have somebody right in front of their face saying it to their face. This is selfish. That the person that gave you life, there should be some gratitude, not a grudge. Figure out your boundaries. Yeah. Figure out your boundaries. That's your job. And then come back to help. I think I've spoken my piece now for the meantime. I'm going to leave this live. If the Oracle comes in, the Oracle, I'm going to have to let that one digest. The Oracle comes in and wants to have a conversation. Know that I will, with the truth that I carry, it will never have to be in private. The only time I'm going to go into private is if people are still waking up and they need comfort. That I have no problem working with people in that way. Not everybody is ready to express as explosively as I've gotten to. That's the only time. But if I see YouTube channels like my ex is going to be putting together, I'll give you links to it, keep you updated so you can see what's going on, what she's created from walking away from accountability in the relationship. See where the fact that there is no objective truth, where she had something about fiction. You can't tell the difference between fact or fiction. Yeah, you really can. When you're lying and not lying. When you do what you say you're going to do or you don't say what you're going to do, that's when you know. That's when you know somebody else is living in a fictional world. It's why they won't step up and speak their truth to everybody, because they need you to be impressed with how they put things together, and that they're doing nothing more than bottling up something else that's already been expressed. This is the dilution of the distortion. People thinking that they've come up with something new. They've just found something, and then they will go out and sell it to somebody else, but they're going to make you do it in private. They're not going to take and be held accountable. That's what needs to be happening with these YouTube influencers, spiritual influencers. They need to be held accountable. They need to be asked the hard questions. What are you doing behind the scenes? All right. I'm going to leave it there because I think this is a really great place to have this. And by the way, I was going to treat you guys to wearing me a shirt, but there is a really high UV here in Arizona, and it is roasting my rig, the place I live in, and I can't keep it down under 90 in here. I'm working on that solution. So in the background, as I am dedicating my life and my time to you guys in creating this, in the background, I got to do a few other things. I got to take care of my body. I got to check in with my peeps. And I need to install a mini split. But I got to wait on the delivery, folks. So I will see you in the field, people. I love you. Let's make this work.